Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of my amazing videos. Yeah! Alright, so unfortunately I don't have my webcam with me, and hopefully I can do this audio thing right, because I'm recording it through my phone. So, hopefully it works out. But I'm here at Globe Life Field with Zach, so I want to say hi to everybody.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So,
Welcome to Globe Life Field, JC. It is complete now.
Keys, there we go. Yeah.
Last time JC was here in the city, all Globe Life Field was a big hole in the ground and some concrete. Now he is back and it is 100% complete done. And we'll also go around the city too, that way you can see some of the new additions since you've been gone. So we'll go ahead and start with the big one, Globe Life Field. We'll run over a few facts and figures real quick. So it took 3 months to complete. After the final renderings and model came out, I was able to build it rather quickly. The longest part of the build process was the roof, and you'll see why here in a few minutes. So let's go on in. This is what will eventually be in reality the left field main gate, north side of the ballpark. So come on in for the first time, Jason. And just take a look. Here we are, in left field.
Yeah. Kinda big.
It is 20 blocks below street level. That's how low the playing field sits right now. And I honestly have no idea how tall this is in Minecraft. I didn't measure the height. I just built and went. And as you can see, the roof, I think you could tell why I say that this took so long.
Yeah.
The roof took 2 days to build. I started with just the white portion of the roof, then once that was done, and once the whole area was covered, then I went back in with the steel, or the green concrete, and that symbolizes the steel, and put the details on the retractable roof. So as your viewers can see, the playing field is it's lit and it's green. Now, as opposed to the real Globe Life Field, this is natural grass.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was built in the jungle terrain. The jungle terrain offers that real rich, deep green. You know, the real good-looking green. And I thought, well, I don't want to put the green carpet in here. So I thought, well, what the heck? We'll make this one real turf. And besides, it's got the glass on top of the roof to allow the light to come in anyways. So, yeah, that's the field goes. The bullpens are, of course, in their positions out there. And I know this isn't going to be the way it is in reality, but in the preliminary renderings in center field, like right in between the two bullpens, in reality it's just going to be a green wall, but in the early renderings of the final design, as far as I could tell, there was some like Wrigley Field like ivy on that wall, so I thought, well, it would make it cool to have that in here. So I left it that way. There are some things in this model that are going to be a little bit different from reality, and then again, that's because I built this when a majority of the real life actual design was being finalized. So some of the things aren't going to be quite the same, that's what's going to make this one unique. But yeah, we'll just start taking you around. That way your viewers can get a sneak peek of Globe Life Field. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to take you into the service level, and we are standing in what is right now the Rangers dugout, or will be the Rangers dugout when they move here next year. I think the bullpens are clearly, you could tell which one's which. The visitors is going to be in left field, and the Rangers bullpen is going to be in right field, just like the current one. Of course, it's just going to be indoors now. So, as you can see right here, you've got executive field suites, and these suites have 2 rows of seats, and probably the most expensive suites in this ballpark. So, I'll actually take you in one of those. They're not furnished yet, but I'll take you in one of those. So I'm going to just quickly go over here. I have no idea how that happened. Got a little problem. That's weird.
Why do you have a leak?
You know, I'm beginning to wonder that myself.
Why is there water up top?
I will have to look at that later. That is not supposed to happen. Okay, so that will eventually be the workout room. Of course, this was all built before we have any knowledge of what the service level of this looks like, so it's not going to be exactly the way it is in reality. So, however, the Rangers clubhouse is pretty close. I got it close to what the renderings showed. So, of course, and here is the unfurnished manager's office of Chris Woodward, the Rangers skipper. It's just an empty office now, but take you in here. So if you're a Rangers player, this is what you can expect to see on opening day. Got a huge circular screen right here. That way the players could just look up anywhere they're at here in this clubhouse and watch TV. Got all their uniforms and stuff here. The shower room is back here. It's connected to the clubhouse. It's a very simple shower room. You just go in there and cool off after a game, which we'll probably wind up using the heat anyways, since we'll be indoors now and you won't have to worry about the heat necessarily anymore. So, I'll take you back here. As you can see, I also, as opposed to the other ballpark, I know you've been in the other one, but the ceiling's more decorated than the other one, and part of this was due to the renderings. I wanted to make sure the Rangers clubhouse was close to what the original renderings were, so therefore I spruced things up a little bit. I also got some of the colors on the upper portion of the wall close to what the renderings showed. Now, like I said, a lot of this I will not know for sure until it actually opens in the spring, but I've got it's pretty good for what it is right now. So take you back out here and take in one of the suites. So if you'd like to come on in here, they're not furnished yet, and I'm thinking I don't want to furnish them unless, okay, no, that's in reality, that's not in the game.
And it's about to storm outside here, so hopefully the recordings turn out all right, and if the power
does not go out like it did earlier. So anyhow, we'll move right along here. This is the view behind home plate, and like in reality, you are looking eye level onto the playing field if you step right here. You are looking eye level onto the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
So I debated, I really was hung between black glass or clear glass for this part. I didn't want to make it too dark, especially for the field level. But as you can see, as we go throughout the ballpark, I used multiple varieties of glass. Like behind you, you've got the black glass for the suites. Also in center field, for the center field club, you'll have black glass. I just use a variety of different things here. But for the floors, I tried to keep the floors as standard as possible for the suites, and this is all across the lower level. Have that kind of checkerboard flooring. So, and like I said, I may furnish the suites, or if you decide, hey, I want to set up a suite in here, you most certainly can. But after the video.
Yep. Shape.
Alright, so I'm going to take you up here, and just know the visitors clubhouse as well. It's the same as the home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take you up here, and we're going to go up to, this is sort of like an equivalent of the lower level in the current ballpark, but we're above suite level, and as you can see, we've got restrooms, we've got a few unfurnished concession stands all the way along here. And you'll kind of see throughout the whole ballpark that the theme, the way it's set up, is all around. So go ahead and take you in here.
Nice latrine.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take you into the lower seating bowl. So this is what fans can expect to see on opening day. Of course, you could go up here as well. There's additional seating right here. Of course, you've got suites behind you, and this is what's considered the lower suite level. You've got your field level suites, lower suite level, and then, of course, above us you have your upper suites. So this is the view you get from behind home plate. I'm going to just take you out one of these suites here. So these suites are a little different. The floors are a little plain, but like I said, I may leave it up to the individual that if they want to move into one of these suites and furnish it, you could add carpet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you knock out one of the pieces of concrete, don't do it now. But there's the way the ceiling is. That's the way it is below here, and I built it that way intentionally. So that way, in case you wanted to change the floors, you could do so without destroying anything. So take you in here. Okay, so this is also ad-libbed, but I decided to get a little bit fancy with the wall. And if you come down here, I've got the big T in granite.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got, it's that way along this the whole service level, except back here, where it's not quite finished yet, but, I'm still debating whether or not to put something else here, like a little private club or something. I don't know. It's still up for debate, but I've got a few months to figure it out.
Yeah.
And of course, right now we are right below the huge arches in left field that extend all the way from the far west side of the ballpark to the far east side of the ballpark. So I'll take you. We're in left field, and this is just a social space, so people can just walk, talk, stand around, and no one will really care.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take you into the center field club. This will probably need to go in first. So this is probably one of the nicest areas in the ballpark. I don't know if this is the way it's going to be in reality, but for my model's purpose, this is exactly how I want it. So you've got a lot of tables here with cakes on them, and of course you have your bar right here. And it's sort of in the center of everything. That way you can just walk up and say, "Hey, I want a steak or something," you know. And of course, there's nothing in it yet. Opening day is not till March of next year, so I'm not going to be completely putting everything in here yet. I got pretty much most of the stuff in. Don't know how much this could actually seat, but I know it can seat a lot of people because we've got a lot of tables up there on the sort of elevated platform. And then we've also got a I don't know what I'm gonna make of this area yet over here. It's just empty. I may like turn this into, I don't know, video game arcade or something. I don't know. It just depends on what I feel the day I decide to do something with it. But yeah, this is the lower level. Now I'll take you up one to the main concourse, and we'll just go from there.
It's a race.
So we're on the first base side right now, and of course, right here, if you go out that doorway, you'll go to the first base entrance awning. So yeah. This is the view you'll get from the right field corner. And of course, these seats are a little steeper, but you still get a good view. There's really not a bad seat in this ballpark. Everything, you're going to get a really good view. Even in reality, there won't be a bad seat in Globe Life Field when it actually opens. So I'm going to now take you over here to the office building, which, as opposed to the current ballpark, the office building's tucked away from the spectator's view. Is along the first base side. And I'm just going to take you into one of these levels. There's no need to go through all of them. So, and you really don't need to close those doors because we'll be back out those doors here in a minute. But whatever you want to do, it's your video. So
aesthetics.
Yeah. So this is a standard office. It's not furnished. A lot of these aren't furnished. If I decide to move into one of them, I'll set up shop. And if you want to have an office in here, go for it. Any of the offices on any of the floors is perfect game. You could decide whichever one. However, the ones on the upper floor, I guess I'll take you on one of the ones on the upper floor. But if you get one on the upper floor, you'll be able to get one with a window, and you'll be able to look out on some of the development that will be taking place here in the coming months. So we're just going to cheat a little bit, but just to cut down on some time here. So we are now on the upper concourse, and of course you've got your upper tiered seating that you can really just go up the stairs to. But this is on the first base side, and the way that Globe Life Field is structured in reality, the upper portion of the what I call the nosebleed section, it's going to be broken up. So you'll have a third base side going all the way till it reaches home plate, and then you'll have a little press deck in between, and then a continuation of that deck, and then it breaks off again to allow for the fixed roof truss that supports the right field video board, and then it has a little short deck right there, and then it ends. So, and that video board, by the way, is larger than the one just across the street. I have compared it by count, and it is larger. So I'll actually be able to put something good looking on it, I'm pretty sure. I think those arches turned out really good in left field, and I'll take you over there here in a minute, but like in reality, that's another portion of the ballpark that had to be perfect, was the arches. So, and like I said, I'll take you through that here in a minute. So, but for now, I'll go and show you what you can expect in the office building. So, take you into one of the nicer offices here in the corner. And this office right here, it's one of the nicest ones. It has a balcony. So your offices up here have the nicer floors, and you could step outside and look at the development around. And of course, you could already see it on that side of the city. That was built a month ago, and you could also see the battle dome is what I call it, even though it's nowhere near a dome. All of that was built just recently. Those are part of the newest additions to the city. And of course, you've got home plate entrance right here you're looking at. So if you want one of these corner offices after we're done with the video, by all means, occupy one of them. So I'll take you back in.
I couldn't see that far. I still barely can.
We'll be down there in a little while anyways. There's another set of doors.
Oh.
In these corner offices, there are 2 sets of doors, and I did that intentionally. So, like I said, at the end of this, if you want to occupy one, by all means, do it. I could use some occupants in this ballpark. So, press box. Of course, I don't think I put doors in it yet, but I did. It's right here. So I'll take you in the press box real quick, and you actually get a good view. You know, it's not a bad view. So along the upper concourse, it's different than the current one because it's sort of in 2 sections. Of course, in reality, instead of glass there, they have the ETFE, which is, it's not quite a glass, it's transparent, and it keeps out the heat and while allowing the sunlight to pass through. So it's not going to be quite as dark here. It'll give you the feel of an outside ballpark even though you're indoors. So, like in reality, you'll be able to look onto the field here. That's why the decks are broken up like this. And if we go across, we've got concession stands and restrooms. And of course, all of this will be furnished by opening day. But the restrooms are all furnished. there's not one restroom that's not furnished. All of them are. So I will take you now under the arches. So this is what fans can expect to see on opening day, even in reality, even though they'll be much cleaner than this. Walk underneath these arches, which was what HKS wanted to do. They wanted to allow the people to enjoy the arches and not, in the current one they're on the outside, and you can't really enjoy them from the inside, but now you'll be able to. And here's the view from one of the little short decks out here in left field.
Yes, wonderful views of 3 bats.
I've tried keeping them out, but for some reason I guess they just, I don't know. Just as long as they don't harm anything, which they are harmless. I will have a problem though if they do start spawning on the roof. Then I will have a big problem if they start hanging themselves to the roof. Then yes, I will have a problem. But the bats I really don't mind.
I'm not doing anything.
He's raising his batting average down there.
Lag.
Anyways, they're fine for now. They could survive another day. So this is what your viewers can expect to see behind center field. This is the ballpark from center field looking to home plate, and as you can see back here, we've got more concession stands off to your left field side. Got more concession stands back there. I don't know where the team shop and ticket offices are going to be yet, but as soon as I find out where they are, I'll add them. But there's a lot of stuff that, like I said, I won't know until opening day. Or my first visit to the ballpark when it's completed. However, someone is already here occupying this ballpark that must be recognized on this video. And he's already in his little booth right behind home plate. The voice of Globe Life Park, Arlington Stadium, and Globe Life Field, Chuck Morgan, the public address voice. And he's got his own little sign in front here. He has his mic. And he's out among the people in this little spot, which it's gonna be nice having Chuck here in reality. That way I can just walk by and say hello to him and not have to. I can just simply wave through the window too. So for now, that's pretty much it for Globe Life Field. So I'll take you around the exterior. That way they could see all around the ballpark. So have a nice look at it. Feel free to fly around it and get some good aerial shots of it. Now the roof is fixed where it is. It's not going to be moving.
Well, you do want to explore Redstone?
I'm not experienced in Redstone yet. However, if I ever figure it out one day, maybe, the roof's already there. Hopefully it wouldn't be too hard to figure out, but maybe one day the roof will actually work. But for now it's fixed. It's a fixed roof. And
I'll come back around towards you guys.
take him around the other side too.
If the computer can handle it. Right now it's screaming.
Probably the reason why is because it's never seen something so beautiful like this before.
It's never had a render load something as extensive as this. The most that it's had to do was GTA.
And like I said, it's a work in progress, but eventually all of this behind you will be a parking lot and development. And like I said, it just takes a lot of time and clearing of a lot of land. So, but I've already got some of it started, like on the southwest corner of the ballpark. I've got a few high-rise towers that once again are unoccupied but are ready to move into. And of course we've got the mall over here, and the mall wasn't even here the last time you were in the city. The last time you were here, Ultra was right there. Ultra met its demise whenever this was being planned. I needed the extra space and it got in the way, and besides Benjamin wasn't on to operate it, so I was like, you know what, just tear it up and put something else here. So I wound up putting a big mall there, and I guess we could start with the mall now that we've finished Globe Life Field. So this mall has an AMC movie theater, a parking garage, and 5 levels of unoccupied shops. And I built it similar to our high school Bowie. That was sort of the inspiration behind the shopping mall, was Bowie High School, because every time I walked in there, I didn't feel like I was in a school. I felt like I was in a shopping mall.
Well, technically Bowie was designed after
The Parks Mall.
a convenience store.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So that's sort of what I had in mind when I designed this. And there are a bunch of shops all the way around here. Food court that's not a food court yet. Will be down here. And like I said, I just sometimes don't want to occupy it real quick, but the only thing that's really done is the AMC, and you got your concession stand right here, and just walk yourself right into one of those doors. One of the little theaters. Pick one of them. So I wanted to keep the red carpet in here whenever I was doing it. I didn't want to make it a different color. I wanted to keep the red. Screens, of course, aren't showing anything, but that's the screen is right there. And that's the way it is in the other few little theaters.
So they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah, they're all the same, just different orientation. Like this one's. I mean, they're all the same format.
Is it raining? In your game?
Yeah. Let me see here. Yep, it is. Okay. And that's the other thing that I don't like. I don't like that it's not soundproof. You like to think that the walls, especially concrete walls, would be soundproof. No, they're not. But yeah, here's the view in one of the other ones. And the screen size varies. I tried to keep them symmetrical, but you know,
It can't always be perfect.
It's just the way that it happens, you know. Just the way it happens when you build stuff like this. You try and keep it perfect, but in the end, you know, it still works. And I guess I'll take in this one too. This one's like the extreme. It's a more intimate looking theater, but yeah, relatively the same size screen. So that's the AMC, and yeah, I hear you out there. I thought it got rained out while you were getting everything situated. I thought that I had made clear to this world that all the weather and stuff was to be played out before you got on. But I guess it didn't get my memo. Oh well.
It'll test the strength of my computer.
Okay, so I'm going to take you over to another one of my newest facilities here in the city, and it's the Battle Dome. Now, originally I was going to retrofit old Z&B Stadium, which I wound up finishing the remodeling of it, and it's now a tennis facility, but I built my own sort of desert temple battle arena sort of deal. Coming up on it, and this is also built on elevation. This is one of the few things in my city that are built on an elevation. I didn't want to like level it because there was just too much work, but yeah, take you inside here. So
Nice tree.
yeah, the only kind that will grow in the desert area. So come on in. Take you inside. Too bad Benjamin wasn't home, or else I'd have him fight you in here.
I've gotten a little bit better at combat.
So I wanted to keep it looking real like medieval looking. I kind of drew my inspiration from the Roman Colosseum, and I wanted to make it look exotic and desert-like. So
What best place in the desert?
this is mainly built out of sandstone and a little bit of concrete, but the structure's mainly sandstone. Of course, you have glass there, but mainly to shield the spectators from flying objects like arrows and whatever else you want to throw at your enemy or your rival that you're fighting. It only has one set of spotlights, which is it's literally on top of the screen, of the video screen right there. I don't know, I drew that sort of inspiration from Fenway Park, you know, how it has that high spot in the outfield bleachers. Of course, the suites are up above everybody, and those are for like all the aristocratic wealthy people that could pay, you know, the big money for the fancy suites. Those are their distinguished suites up there.
What happened here?
Happened where? Back there? Oh. Well, I just lined them up with the support columns, but I don't know. It you know, I don't want it to look too perfect, you know. So it gets the job done though, and really, it actually looks nice from here. If you stop right there and just look, it really looks nice. It looks real royal and medieval. So if we go down here, like I said, I built all of this out. It was a real meticulous process, but I'd have to say this one was the most interesting of builds, because the steel structure here that you see, it's somewhat the same. It's not quite the same as the other side. The other side of the building, it's a little wider than it is over here, and that I just, you know, it's just another one of those things that just happens when you build it. You know, one of the oddities whenever you build something here, it just happens. So, of course, this is the only thing that's on the far side of my city right now. Of course, you've got a road over here that dead ends. Eventually, that'll meet up with another road not too far away from it. But like I said, it just takes a lot of time, and that's what happens when you put more than 3 years into a Minecraft world. Which next month, or October, will be it'll begin the 4th year of this world's existence. So I think I've done pretty good for nearly 4 years. So I'm gonna take you over here. Move this point. So another thing that was under construction the last time you were here was the Special Forces headquarters, which you could maybe see this way. I guess not yet. Once we get closer, you'll be able to see it. But this was another thing that was on the bucket list, and I completed it. So here it is. It's multi-level. It's a real fancy building.
I'm getting an outside view.
Yeah. Now I couldn't help the snow on top of there, but if I had my way, there would not be any snow falling on that glass, because I wanted you to look up and to see the sky, but oh well. Some things just don't go as you plan, unfortunately.
King of the world.
So I'll take you here briefly, and it's another one of those unfurnished buildings, but it's really nice in here, and I want to develop it eventually into like something spectacular.
You still have some land in here.
Yeah, that shouldn't be there. Oh well. Oh well. That was not here whenever I was last here. Or maybe I just forgot about it. I don't know. But yeah, you've got multiple areas to do something with in here. You've got like 3 decks of floor space. You can even burrow in below one of these platforms, do something really secretive in here. Just have fun, Eventually I want to develop it, and this is sort of like, I wanted it to be like one of those like DC Marvel hero layers where you walk in and you just see this huge grand dome, collapsing in on you. That was the effect I wanted to get on this. So, and of course the snow has officially ruined that idea. But, oh well.
Yeah. Ideas are overrated, right?
They're good. They're good on paper, but when you throw them out in the real world, sometimes they may not work. So, we'll go this way. We're just gonna make one big clockwise circle around the city. So nothing too shabby has gone on beyond this point yet. That's going to be down the road once I develop the east side of the city more. And, we'll eventually make our way to the east side of the city, but, of course, still dead ends right here. That's going to change here in a few short weeks. Maybe. Depends on how quick I get stuff built. Now, the last time you were here, it was a mess. The road system over here was a mess. And I cleaned some stuff up a little bit. Like this whole road right here. That was not here the last time. And the Mixmaster no longer determines if you go that direction or not. Because now, thanks to the tunnel, you just go straight on through. And there's no more confusing Mixmasters going in different directions, even though they still exist. It's not for straightaway shots anymore. And after you'd left the last time was when I put this tunnel in. So it takes you right into ZMB Stadium and ZMB Industries right here. However, since we're right here in this area, I'll take you over here. So, of course, the month and year ticker board has moved to Globe Life Square, which is on the right field side of Globe Life Field. I don't even think I updated that, but oh well. So this is ZMB Plaza, as it is right now, and ZMB Stadium. Whenever I gave it its facelift, I added this little bridgeway right here to connect the stadium, because before it just cut off right there. So I went ahead and made it 360 around the whole building, so you could go from, on one level you could go all the way around. So I'll take you in here real quick and let you see the facelift that it received. And as you know, it's no longer a football stadium. It is now switched to its retirement role, tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah. Tennis. Of course, there is no more terracotta, or what used to be clay. Whenever I originally built this, it was built up of terracotta, but of course when the update came out that concrete was introduced, I really loved the vibrant color that concrete gave. So, you know, I even did the ballpark in Arlington where I went through and got rid of all the terracotta and put in the concrete, and it looks better. The only thing that's not concrete is, of course, the roof. And I'm not doing the roof. That's going to take way too long to do, and I might as well tear it down and rebuild it if I'm going to resurface the roof. But, so yeah, this is the retirement role of Z&B Stadium now. And of course, if you go farther north, you will start to see the formation. Other way.
It glitched me back.
You will start to see the formation of what will be the main interstate. It will eventually run east to west. And I've really got a good little stretch going on here. And eventually it's going to meet up with the main part of the highway, and I'm getting really close. I'm really getting close to joining them together. And when that happens, it's going to be a very happy day. But for now, it's just sitting here unused. And as you can see, Six Flags over here is complete, so we'll go over here now. Of course, this big business tower right here is new. It's another one of the new additions. It's not modeled after any particular building. I just got a little fancy with the exterior.
Alright, and the hairdryer's kicking up, so it can load all this.
So Six Flags the perimeter is done. I just don't know. I'm just waiting for another roller coaster idea to pop into my head before I finish it out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I did put a new Ferris wheel in. That was one of the things that had to return. I think in the last video, you had just missed the original fairgrounds by a few days, but the original fairgrounds in the city had a big Ferris wheel, so that had to come back with this Six Flags, and I wound up putting it in the center of the theme park, and of course it's actually larger than the other one, but yeah. The new roller coasters, of course, you remember the ones over here are the same. The new roller coasters are these three, or these two right here.
I forget how to do a screenshot. Which button is it?
You do Control F2.
Yeah, whatever. I'll figure it out.
There you go.
My controls are wacky.
Oh well. I'll set you up a Mario Kart. If you want to take a ride on one, if you want to try one of them out. And also, another little innovation I've made to these roller coasters is there's no more confusion on which way to go. They now have their signs saying which way to go. So,
Go this way.
have fun. You are currently riding Jacked Up Hills, and you will see why it's called Jacked Up Hills. Now you can go on the other one, the other new one, which I decided to name Spinning Cyclone. And this one, I had a lot of fun building this one. Alrighty, so now that you've ridden on the 2 roller coasters, take you across to the east side of the city now. This monster, that's still under construction, I actually just started it yesterday. That is now the tallest, once it's done, it will be the tallest building in the city.
Okay.
It'll even be taller than Reunion Tower. But this is basically, it'll be a luxury hotel. And it'll be another one of those move-in. I don't know if I will furnish it. I don't know. It depends on what kind of, like I said, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in the day that I finish it. You know, if I wind up feeling generous enough to furnish it, I'll do it. But it's still under construction. It's almost done though. Oh, it's got snow on the roof. Perfect.
Edit. I'm afraid if I do too much of hitting it, it might break something.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to come on back down, I'll take you into another new addition to the city. This place, which is, I kind of drew inspiration from Bass Hall in Fort Worth. And this is another performance center. So, come on in here. It's a nice little concert hall. Got the stage right there. It's just another area for a camera crew if you wanted to set up cameras back there, but and of course you have your own little separate balconies on the side, just like in Bass Hall. So now that you've seen this one, I get to take you over to the aquarium, which is another new addition since you've been here last. Hopefully there are still animals left. Every time I go in here, all the original animals that I put in here have either despawned or died. Huh. Looks like some of the turtles survived. Originally there used to... well... Okay, we've got some turtles. Originally there was fish in here, in this aquarium, but for some reason they kept despawning. I don't know why. And there were dolphins too, but dolphins are real whiny anyways. And there used to be fish in here. That's where I don't know what happened to them. They keep despawning, but at least the polar bears stayed. And this goes around to, yeah, polar bears are still here. Of course, you got a parking garage. And we have a little amphitheater here.
Jump. There we go.
And originally there was dolphins in here too. I don't know where all my animals went. This is like originally styled after something at SeaWorld with the sort of the sea shows and all that. Originally there were dolphins in here. I don't know what's happening to my animals. But over here, if you look up, of course, you could look and get some natural light. And of course, pretty soon you'll be able to look this way and see the towering building. So,
What's down here?
well, eventually there'd be like storage to feed the dolphins, but
This is a blank, empty.
yeah, eventually that was going to be storage to feed the dolphins. You know, sort of like, like I said, I styled it after something I saw at SeaWorld one time. But
Oh, okay, turn. Why won't I let me through? I'm running. I'm going through.
alright, so
I have video proof of me going through. It was just lagging. Where did you go? You disappeared on me. There you are.
let's go down here and we will go out now. So, like I said, a lot has changed. That road runs straight through beyond the hotel now, and let's see. I believe the last video you saw the hockey arena, but in case you haven't, there's the hockey arena and
Nice.
some of the buildings around it. That thing sounds like it's gonna explode.
My computer? It's running multiple programs right now.
So I'll take you over to City Hall real quick.
I'll catch up eventually as soon as it stops pushing me back. There we go.
And like I said, eventually it's all a work in progress. Eventually, all the roads will connect. But for now,
Oh,
kind of just
jeez, it didn't stop doing that.
What's wrong with it?
It's old.
It sounds like it's
A hairdryer?
So we're in City Hall now, and here's the big map of what we just covered. Constantly updated. There's no little bits of. It's not outdated. The only thing I have not added yet is the new hotel right beside the performance theater. But you know, my policy is once I complete something or change something, I update the map. But as of right now, it's pretty well up to date. And that just about wraps up the tour of the city, so...
Alright, well, thank you once again, Zach, for showing me and the audience your wondrous land and all your progress.
Yeah, have to have you back again.
Of course. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, please do like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye for now.